and the backups and everything, and get some streaming done in the morning. Some court-martial required me to do at least 3 hours of streaming every 2 weeks, and I have to fulfill that obligation, or I'll be out chipping chisel with a sledgehammer at a ditch somewhere in the hot north New Mexican sun and everything. It'll be like I'll have to refill every roll of a Paul Newman movie that ever existed, you know. First Hand was Hot Cat on a Tin Roof. So, I thought it was just a cat on a hot tin roof. I don't want to say that. I don't want to have that happen. I don't want to have that happen as a bad situation. So anyway, this thing makes you look about 90 years older than you really are, but anyway, I have a life assessment situation coming up pretty soon, and that's going to be good. I've just been waiting for the weather to get a little bit warmer, and then I could freeform. I could freeform around pretty much everywhere, you know? Could be wherever, you know? Figure things out. Have places to stay. All this, all that, all the excitement, you know? I have a 4-pack of nose trimmer tweezers coming in pretty soon, and they're being delivered on an emergency express package delivery, you know? So you have people fighting to get through the tolls and, you know, cross the borders and everything to deliver these nose hair tweezer things to me and everything like that. It's another part of the jurisdiction of the scenarios. I'm supposed to get a clean shave, but only by plucking single hairs out with nose hair trimmers, and this is pretty much imminent torture at that point and everything, but something we all have to kind of deal with at least once in our lives and all that. So yet again, I didn't get any sleep at all and everything like that, and I'm figuring out a housing situation and all that. I thought I finished out an album. I posted some demos of some stuff, and the sound is very clankery on it, and it sounded much different listening to the results of having to resize it, put it into video format, having it re-uploaded. It was a much different audio listening experience than it being on the work speaker out in a forest with more bassiness to it and all that. But onto the you know, itinerary of useful information here. Gardens will be grown this season, which will be very nice. The front headlight of my vehicle will maybe be fixed. I don't know. I think I'm just gonna get a I don't know, some sort of animal that is maybe a gigantic armadillo. I thought one that's in a hurry all the time, so I could match traffic speeds and all that sort of thing. So trade-in car for giant armadillo. Ow! I ripped my I have like a bloody ankle. So I was able to paint some blood onto one of my guitars because my ankle was bleeding and all that. Normally life's not this way, by the way, except for it's starting to be this way, like all the time. I miss softness, innocence, and all that kind of stuff. The rigors of the morale of surviving in today's hardships of life's challenges is turning us all into whatever it is we are now, as one big collective, you know. We don't want to hear the term amorphous blob anymore, but I would rather say a mutated fungal larvae, in a sense. So the collective is an ongoing you know, fungal larvae. And that's why I'm getting ready to sort of, you know, take the reins of blasting off into the air. I have my airship ready, and I'm very happy about that. And well, I haven't flown too many times yet, but the new arc, in which we're gonna have to get off this disintegrating globe. We actually had to get it off the globe. So the Ark is an airship at this point. It's not actually, no sea, no ocean, not even a single ravine is going to do us any good at this point here. So up into the sky, up that way, up into the sky, we'll all be ready, and all that kind of thing. So I'm excited about that anyway. So it's not going to make any difference to me, really, you know. So I'm not really participating in any of the either or anyhow, you know. So basically, I don't know, just get some fiddlehead ferns this season and parboil them correctly this time, and do some of the other things I remember from some remnants of heritage of paying attention about any aspect of having survival skills or anything like that. But I don't know. You expect me to get any decent sleep in my life ever, I'll have to find a peaceful place to actually reside my beingness at, and I don't know if that's ever going to happen or not. So, I'm thinking about turning an upper barn area of some place that I know into a residence and a recording studio, and I could actually get the things done and everything like that. Talk to some human beings that know anything about anything. I had musical film work and everything for the backdrop of film, movies, and all that sort of stuff. I don't know how to talk to people anymore. Something within the last 4 years, I'm always trying to always get into some sort of situation. So what's the best situation, It's like, hey, good to meet you. Everybody shake everybody's hands now. They're trying to squeeze my hand to, and it's like, oh, man. Sometimes I don't want to say it. I don't know. Typically the other side of the, aspect of what I'm referring to, it'll be the only person that ever hears what I'm saying. I don't like a blabbermouth or anything like that. Somebody shook my hand recently. They tried squeezing my knuckles to pulverize them. I was like, "What's this?" It's like, you're not showing me you're in any dominant position of any social function or anything like that. It's just you're trying to squeeze my hand. All you did is make me have utter disdain. I don't want to have utter disdain. I don't have utter disdain or anything. That's horrible. Nobody wants to have that. But I was like, oh, that was fun. My hands are it's like, man, my grandmother had arthritis, so, I don't know. I was trying to play guitar and everything, and it's just I was like this. What's going on, man? Person bruised up my knuckles. That was no good. So I started, every time I see anybody now, I'm like, oh, man. People go to shake my hand now, and I have to turn and run the other way as fast as possible. And I hope there's a separate room somewhere, So what are you gonna do? I don't know. What's anybody gonna do anymore? So anyway, it's all that happening. And I don't know. Some sort of scenario happened where there's weather happening. The weather was going on. I don't know. I'm not so sure about that, though. Yeah. Oh, no. Yeah, it's winter again. Huh? How about that? I don't know. I got some Elmer's school glue over here. I got some tea tree oil. Some broken nail clippers here. I thought I was going to reuse this for something admirable. I thought maybe if I had a daydream or something like that, I'd be able to find an immense invention, maybe help humanity out or something like that, and I'd be like, yeah, no big deal, just helping humanity, the propensity of, making life a better place. I don't know. And then I realized now I'm just a hedonist now. I don't know, all the poetry and everything like that. I don't know what to do about it, so, I sort of just figure if I gather a good circle of people together, we could all kind of just stand around and have kitchen knives balancing on the tips of our tongues, and, somebody will come up and ask us to explain ourselves, but it would be nearly impossible and probably a dangerous thing to do for the people involved, and that wouldn't be good. That wouldn't be a good thing to happen. I don't know. Anyway. So I'm supposed to have 5 predictions, for this year, I'm supposed to have 5 predictions, but I'm not ready for that yet, So I think they had that gopher or whatever they're supposed to pick up and see if it saw some shadow and all that kind of stuff. And that's old tradition. It needs to go. It needs to get out of here right now because it doesn't make any sense. We should combine them all together, every single celebration and holiday, from the standard to the non-standard to the new to the compulsive and nonsensical to the ones that are, full of any form of heritage that could actually better people as people and all that kind of thing. Just cram them all into one thing, and then have National Quit Your Job Day actually be a permanence of an event, and then we'll get back to what would happen, if I was actually the mayor of the universe, which I am. It's just people don't actually believe it yet. I've been telling them that for quite a bit. I even have some cards made in that regard. You get cards made, and that's not enough of a forward, endeavor, though. You don't have to just get cards made. You actually have to have a printed out curtain that says that exactly, and then people will start to believe you. But my thing is to basically just get rid of all holidays and get rid of the days of the week. We don't need days of the week and years. So, once people start remembering their birthday, they have to tally up how old they are and everything like that, and it just messes it up for everybody all the time. That doesn't mean you should take away birthday cakes, though. You shouldn't have birthdays anymore either. But birthday cakes, we'll just call them, let's just call it goods. It's good stuff. So what's that? That's good stuff, Ah, yes. And then you jump into it. So if you have a cake and it's not big enough to swim in, then I wouldn't call that good stuff. Thankfully, by law, or I guess law is pretty much some sort of a compromise system, of enforced endeavors. If you think about it, all this law stuff's bumming me out because that headlight being out and needing an inspection and everything like that. I thought maybe I'd have a few more dollars saved up and that kind of thing. I thought just maybe I'd have a few more dollars saved up and everything. But no, that's not going to happen. Because of that. Now I have to go get stuff fixed and all that. So, I don't know. Give me the right set of gloves and some hand warmers or something like that. And I'll go out and take my headlight apart and see if a mouse chewed through a wire or something like that. You can go out and find the specialty bulb for it. It's like a $50 bulb plus tax, so it turns out to be like $259 and all that. But that's not, the worst thing in the world. I had something to say. It was like, people used to say really strange stuff like I'm your worst nightmare or whatever. And it's like I thought I'd be like, I don't want to be anybody's nightmare. People say that stuff to other people, though, Like I was watching somebody at a crosswalk the other day, and someone else was coming by. He stared at him and says, "I'm your worst nightmare." I was just sitting in my car, watching this happen or whatever. That was strange. I thought they could have been a more positive person and walk by him on the other side and say, "Hey, I'm your best nightmare." It's like, man, I wouldn't know how to take that. Does that mean it's a really good nightmare, like a really effective nightmare? Or it's a nightmare that's so happy, that it's almost, it's over the skirt to becoming a dream, just a regular dream. I like to let somebody know what it's like to dream again, but like I said, I don't get enough sleep anymore for that kind of thing, so I don't know. I gotta be back up to creative work here in just a split second and everything like that, but I don't know. I thought I would, I don't know about that. Anyway. So, situations. That's it.